Hi, everyone. It's Marty Harger. I am the founder of Essential Earth Explorations, a travel company I've had for over 11 years that helps take small groups of travelers out to explore the world and to understand more about other cultures, history, the way that lives are lived, and also about the way that people take care of themselves with a focus on wellness and how people have chosen to use natural ways to take care of their health and well-being. I have a fantastic program I want to tell you about, and it's open for registration. So I wanted to put together a little video for you to take a listen to what is coming with my brand new program called the Splendors of Sicily. Now, Sicily is a part of Italy, as you probably know. It's an island that's off the very southern boot of the shape of Italy. So this is a really unique culture, and I'm very excited to share with you the details of this program. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you a little bit about what is coming up for the wonderful Splendors of Sicily Exploration. First of all, let's start with the dates. So this is going to be April 27 through May 6th of 2026. The registration is open now and is going to be closing soon. I already have about half the group full, and the group will be about 12, maybe 14 people total. My husband, Jim, and I are going to be traveling together on this one, and it's a great program for couples, for people that are traveling with a family or a friend and sharing a room, or for people that are traveling on their own. We are going to explore La Dolce Vita, which is meaning the good life, the way of really taking life at a pace that allows us to be present in the moment and absorb all of the experiences that we come across. The Splendors of Sicily Exploration is something I'm really excited about. It's a 10-day, 9-night program, and I'm going to walk you through a couple of things, but let me start by saying that I am putting our programs together, as I have over these last 11 years, with my partners at Learning Journeys. Learning Journeys is a tour operation organization out of New York who I've worked with closely to create truly unique, customized programs that have taken us all over the world, from Greece and Costa Rica to previous trips in Italy, to Egypt, to India, and most recently to Bulgaria. There's so many programs that I've been able to offer, and they're absolutely fabulous, uniquely put together, unusual, and not like anything you'll find anywhere else. So I'm excited to be working with Learning Journeys for this next program. And today I'm going to walk you through a few different things. First of all, why would you want to travel to Sicily and with me? What is it that we're going to do that's unique? What can you expect? What are the itinerary highlights? And what do other people say about traveling with me and my Essential Earth Explorations programs? Finally, I'll give you information about the pricing and how to register so you can jump on this one right away for the last few available spots. So let's start with a little geography here. If you are familiar with Italy and have traveled there before, as I have in northern Italy and central Italy, just to let you know that the closest airport that is of a major scale is probably Rome, although of course you could fly into Naples or other places that might be of interest to you. And by the way, we can also help you with pre and post travel programs if you want to explore more of Italy while you're over in this part of the world. But what you're going to do is fly into Rome, and for most people, and then they will take a flight, a regional flight to Palermo. And when the program is done, we will fly back out of Catania up to Rome again, or wherever your travels are taking you. So those are the two major airports on the island of Sicily. And you can kind of see the location when I talk about the boot of Italy. You can kind of see that this is, if this was the toe and this was the heel, this is at the very southern end of the country. And so what's really cool about this is it has this Mediterranean feel about it. It's really this, I think of it this way. If you were to combine Greece with Italy and a few other countries in between and put them together in one culture, you would get closer to what we're going to find in Sicily. It's fascinating. And let's start with the fact that we're going to be exploring the impact that history has had on creating this island. Now, in this picture, just so you know, you're seeing at the very top and center a picture that shows you, off here to the left, it shows you the Mount Etna area. And this is, of course, a well-known volcano that erupts periodically. And, of course, safety is our top concern. So we wouldn't take you near Mount Etna if it was erupting. But it is fascinating because this is going on as the whole geologic formation of the Earth is shifting with the two tectonic plates, the one of Africa and the one of Europe, that come together right in this area around Sicily. Sicily is a country that has been built by so many different cultures. And what we'll explore there is the way that these cultures have influenced the communities, the architecture, the culture, the food, the language. And you'll see the influence of the Greek culture, the Roman culture, the Normans, the French, the Spanish, and so many other cultures that have come in and shaped the way Sicily is today. It's fascinating and gives you this really interesting glimpse into the different aspects of what have come together in Europe over thousands of years, with different countries coming in and taking over a kingdom and taking over the island and creating their own culture. So you'll see how this is all melded together, and it's really fascinating. Now, the next thing that you're going to get a sense for throughout our entire program, as I do with all of my Essential Earth explorations, I am really picky about the hotels that we use. And we have chosen some fabulous properties that are really unique and different. We try to focus on properties that will give you a sense of the culture. So we are going to be looking at 3 different locations during this program. We will be coming into Palermo and exploring there. Then we're going to go on to the countryside in an area called Ragusa. And we'll be spending time there out in the country, learning more about the food and the culture and the farming. And then we're going to end up at the end of the trip, we're going to make our way back to the Catania area, and we will be specifically hang on, sorry, my brain just went dead for a second. But we're going to be exploring yet another part of the area. So I think what you're going to find is a whole variety, and these are beautiful properties that have a spa-like feel about them. You'll find that there are places to relax. So for instance, the first 3 nights we're going to be in Palermo, right near the opera in the downtown area. The Hotel Plaza Opera is what we're hoping for. And by the way, if the property I'm naming is not available by the time we've confirmed the group, then we will find something very similar. So we have a great opportunity to be right kind of in the heart of the action there. Then we're going to spend 2 nights out in the countryside in Ragusa at a beautiful 4-star property there, where it's out in the country, but there are amenities there and outdoor pools and things to enjoy. And then finally, the last 4 nights are going to be in Taormina, which is the word I couldn't come up with. And Taormina is a beautiful property. This is a picture of it here. There are pools. There are beautiful ways to relax in their spa. And I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. Part of the program in the Splendors of Sicily is a focus on the foods of this beautiful island. When you're on an island culture, not only is seafood very much prevalent, but we also have the fresh vegetables, the fresh spices, all of the olives and the olive oil and wines. And this is really an important aspect of this program. We have things like a cooking class. We have a way we're going to be cooking with a local Sicilian woman. We're going to be out at an olive oil tour. We're going to be having a chance to really immerse ourselves in the culture and the foods of Sicily. So this will be a fantastic way to explore different tastes and how they're combined to create a unique Sicilian cuisine. Now, meeting the people is very much a part of this program. There are so many generations of families that have come together in Sicily. And what you're going to find is the Sicilian people are a very warm and kind people, but they are a very proud people. They have survived all these changes over the generations. And this is a true culture that you'll get a sense for when we're there. I think you'll find that this is fascinating as we begin to interact more and more with local people. You're going to see throughout this itinerary that we have many different days where we have these interactions to really get to know some local people. And that, I think, has always been one of the unique highlights of the programs that I've put together. Now, the next thing I want to highlight is we're going to get to see the seashore. And of course, it's an island. So there are many places where we're going to get to a beach. We're going to get to see what's going on right along the coastline. We're actually doing a boat tour out to an island. We're going to be exploring this whole magnificent shoreline where we're out in all of where these different seas come together and out in the whole Mediterranean area of Europe. So I think you're going to find this is a fascinating way to get your seashore experience in while we're here on land, and then getting out on a boat and really seeing what's out there in a relaxing way. Now we have an opportunity here, if assuming everything's as planned, we're going to do a hiking day where we're going to spend a fascinating day hiking out to Mount Etna. And it is a hike of about 2 miles. So you're going to want to make sure that you're able to do that with ease. And we're going to have a chance to really get out and hopefully even take a peek down into the caldera and see how that works. So you'll see some really interesting things in the itinerary details about that particular day, where we're going to do some hiking and exploring out in nature. Now, what I want to do is walk you through the daily itinerary of what you're going to see on the Splendors of Sicily Exploration. Again, it's a 10-day, 9-night program coming into Palermo on the island and leaving from Catania. And I'm happy to talk with you individually about your flight plans and how we can make sure that you are where you want to be at what time. This gal in the upper left corner is eating one of the national treats, arancini, which is a deep fried rice kind of a dough with cheese. Oh, it's so delicious. And you're going to love trying all of the foods, including one of the days we spend time in a local market. And oh my gosh, get ready for an experience there. It's going to be so much fun, and a food tasting, and just a lot of really fun things to take in on all the senses, the sights, the sounds, the smells, and the flavors of all that is Sicily. So you're going to see the influence again of different cultures, as you see in this picture on the right here, and how they have created such a unique countryside. And the other thing about Sicily, I would say, that I think is pretty interesting, because of the volcanic action that created this island, you're going to see like big drop off in the cliffs in some cases, where we're staying up higher, and then we take transport down to the seaside. You're going to see areas where we're literally, looking out over this incredible horizon. And I think you're going to find that beautiful. So let's walk you through some of the highlights of each day, starting with the first day when we land in Palermo. So really, this is a day where you're going to be met by a representative for Learning Journeys at the airport. Will help you get to your driver, and you'll be on a private shuttle from the airport to the hotel, where you check in. And then that evening, we all gather for a welcome dinner and an orientation to not only our review of our itinerary, but we're going to get a chance to meet our local tour guide that will be with us the entire trip. Now, let me just tell you, having done these programs for this many years over this last decade, the tour guides that we have are professional tour guides, typically licensed through the country. They have to go through extensive training. These are people who not only speak the local language, which, by the way, the Sicilian language is different than the Italian language. There's different nuances and words for things. So we have a person with us the whole time who kind of, gives us not only the history and the details of what we're seeing, but takes care of any kind of things that may come up if we have to adjust something or we want to do something and add to what we already have planned. This is the person that takes good care of us. And these folks are phenomenal. I'm telling you, they are incredibly talented. Learning Journeys always finds us the best of the best. And I'm so excited to meet our Sicilian guide. So we'll do that the first day. Now, the second day, we get up and it's all about exploring Palermo's food scene. This is kind of an interesting thing that you're going to find. We're going to do a street food walking tour this day. And we're going to go out and take a look at this city and all the different cultures that have come together to create what they are today. And you'll see how the people live in this really harmonious way. And through the sampling of the food, we're going to get a chance to learn about the history and how that has created the type of food and the treats and all the delicious things that they offer. So we'll be popping into different street stalls. We'll go into bakeries and get a chance to really take a look at that. Now, we're going to have some free time that you can on your own explore Palermo that day. And then in the afternoon, we're going to have this incredible experience. This is going to be a true highlight, honestly. We have a 3-hour culinary cultural immersion. And what this is going to be is not just your run-of-the-mill cooking class. We're going to be hearing stories about Sicilian life. We're going to be helping make a meal based on the staples of the Sicilian diet, which are around pasta, olive oil, vegetables, and different types of fish. We're going to learn some recipes. We're going to help make our own dinner and enjoy a little libation to go with it. And so that's going to be a fantastic way to wrap up our day 2 before we head to day 3. And day 3 is when we're going to get out on the water. We're going to take a boat tour and go along the coast and take a look at all of the unique architecture along the route. We're going to have a chance to really understand more about not just the rhythm of the sea, but the rhythm of life along the sea. We're going to be specifically looking at an interaction with some of the people that are fishermen and people that have created this whole unique aspect of Sicilian culture, which is all about this area of really a breathtaking coastal town. This Cefalu is a beautiful, beautiful area, and I'm so excited to check that out. On the boat that we're on, by the way, we are going to have plenty of room in the sunshine or the shade for you to just relax and, take in the seashore as we travel along. It's going to be fantastic. So that is going to be a good portion of the day. And then meeting, as I said, with the local people, learning about the way that their lives carry on. And then we'll come back that night and just have the evening to yourself to wander through Palermo, perhaps go out to eat or, head to bed or whatever it is you want to do, go out and see the sights. And just even walk along and do some people watching. It's fascinating. And we're going to have a great location for you to be able to do that easily and safely. So day 4, we leave the Palermo area and we're heading out to the countryside. So we're going from sort of the city area out into the country. And the reason for that is I really feel strongly that understanding how people take care of themselves, which is truly about the food they eat, how they move their bodies, the kind of ways that they take time to rest and absorb their world around them. We're going to get out to this Ragusa area. And here we're going to go to an olive oil garden and have an opportunity to walk through the gardens, learn about olive oil tasting and the unique aspects of production of olive oil and how that impacts the type of cuisine that's offered in Sicily. Then we'll head out to our hotel and have a lovely evening to check in and have dinner there. And then on May 1st is our 5th day. And here we're going to get out into a farm. And we're going to learn about how the soil of this volcanic island has created such an impact on everything from wine and spices and vegetables to olive oil. And we're going to get a chance to not only get out and experience the farm, but we're going to start to see a really incredible location where they have all types of organic and aromatic and medicinal plants. They have over 150 different plants that they're growing. And on this tour, we're going to get a chance to understand the aromatic plants, the ornamental plants, the medicinal herbs, and how these things are unique, how they're used in medicinal approaches, how they're used in cooking. And we're going to have a chance to do some sampling and try an aperitif that's made with these herbs and oils. And really just a fascinating experience. And then we get a chance to just head back to where we're staying, beautiful accommodation. And here we're going to just relax that day. You can take in a spa treatment if you want. You might want to just sit out and read a book, hang out that afternoon, and just enjoy yourself. And we have dinner that evening at our hotel because we will be out in a more rural area. So the hotel has a lovely menu and we'll all enjoy that together. Now, on day 6, we're going to head out to Taormina. And this is going to be a fantastic day where we're going to really focus on some history. And we're going to get out into Syracuse and take a look at a program they're offering us called Live Like a Local. And this is a private tour where we start to see the culture of Sicilian culture through the eyes of someone from the country. And this is really fascinating because we're going to also be heading out to a stop on Ortigia Island, which is a little island. We're going to get a chance to walk around, check out the little shops and the market stalls, and get some suggestions on the best place perhaps to grab lunch out there. And so we get this idea of like land and sea that day, really seeing the influence of different cultures over the course of time, all of the ways these European cultures have come together and melded into what is today's Sicily. So after we tour through Syracuse and out to the island, then we're going to take a little drive that afternoon and then come back in to our hotel. And again, another great day to, whether you're going to go sit by the pool or take a dip or maybe get a massage, a day to just take in the good life, right? Enjoy the fruits of your labor. You've traveled this far, live like a Sicilian. Take a little time for just a restful afternoon, and then a lovely evening. You can choose to go out and find a place in Taormina that looks like a good choice for you for dinner. Now, on day 7, we're going to do actually a 2-hour walking tour of historic Taormina. So again, we're going to start to see the way different even parts of Sicily have more of an influence from different cultures. We're going to start to really recognize how that's happened, including a visit to a spectacular Greco-Roman theater that is still used today for entertainment events. This is a huge arena and fascinating to learn about how that was built. We'll also be able to walk along some of the downtown area and truly look at some of the little shops and cafes and boutiques. You'll see there's flowers everywhere. It's just beautiful, like a lovely area. And, you might want to make sure you try a cannoli. A cannoli is actually native to this area of Sicily. So cannolis are delicious pastry. If you've never had one, it's like a beautiful fried dough and kind of like a little hot dog bun kind of thing. And inside is a ricotta cheese combination or different flavors. And oh my gosh, it's such a great treat. So this is an afternoon you get to enjoy. You can explore more around Taormina on your own. You can also relax at our beautiful hotel and just take in a fantastic late afternoon and evening. Then on May 4th, we are going to have kind of a big day this day. We are going to do 2 things, a full day of adventure. And this is where we're going to get out to hike, a gentle hike that's going to take us up to the top of Mount Etna, or in that direction anyway. And the top of Mount Etna is 5,900 feet above sea level. So for those of you that live in high altitude, that's actually lower than the altitude of my home. But for many people, if you're coming from the seashore or from sea level, I should say, this might be a little bit more rigorous hike, and we'll certainly all accommodate whatever people are ready to do. But we are going to get a really fascinating experience to go through the woods and the craters of Mount Etna. And then we're going to go to the picture you see on the left. This is a picture taken from the Alcantara Gorge. And this is actually in part of a national park. The total trail we're probably going to hike that day is about 2.5 miles. And it's gentle walking. It's not, mountain climbing. So we're going to take a lunch break. And then in the afternoon, after we've done Mount Etna in the morning, we're going to head down towards the Alcantara River. And this is a place where we can relax, dip our toes in the water. It might be a little chilly for swimming, but, hard to say. We'll have to see what Mother Nature delivers that week. And then we'll get back that afternoon about 4:30 for a late afternoon relaxation, head out to dinner if you choose, and really enjoy wrapping up a great day, being out in nature, moving our bodies, having a fantastic time. Now, on day 9, this is our final full day in Sicily. And we decided that rather than fill it with activities at this point, we would just let people wander around Taormina, have a leisurely day, slow it down a little as they, kind of absorb everything that they've gone through in these previous 8 days and their travels. Having a chance to get out and explore the area is always fun on your own. And again, a wonderful community, very safe, very clean, easy to wander around, and maybe find a little treasure to take home, enjoy a nice lunch somewhere. And then at the end of that day, in the evening, we'll have a farewell dinner where we'll all gather together at a local restaurant and lift a glass to a fantastic travel program that we've all done together. And then on our final day 10, we will head together to the Catania airport to head out to wherever that is. If you're heading back home or you're heading to another place in Italy or somewhere else in Europe, this will be an opportunity for all of us to just say goodbye and arrivederci. So we will look forward to having had a beautiful time together and at a pace that's allowed us to really absorb all that Sicily offers. So throughout with our travels, we're going to see so many fantastic things. We're going to be able to see things like and learn about the history. We're going to get out into the marketplaces and taste the food and look at the olive oil and think about the production of these beautiful things that sometimes we take for granted here in America. We just grab a bottle of olive oil and maybe not think about who's actually growing these olives and how are they creating that. And it's so fascinating to see and the pride that the farmers have in what they are creating that we get to enjoy. And of course, beautiful ceramics. There's so many things about, Sicily that you're going to absolutely love. So here's what it's all about. It's a 10-day, 9-night program. Again, the dates are April 27. You would be in Palermo. So most of the time from America, you might be leaving on either the 25th or the 26th of April to come across the Atlantic. And then the program ends on the morning of May 6th. We get you to the airport and then you head out from there. The price per person, double occupancy, is $6,290 per person, and single is $78.85. This is a great program for couples, people traveling with a friend or a family member, or traveling on their own. So let me just show you what you get for this value. It's incredible. Okay, first of all, I kind of mentioned this a little while ago, but when you get there, you're going to be on arrival. You are met at the airport by a Learning Journeys airport representative. So there's no confusion. Oh, where do I go? What do I do? They'll take you right to your private transfer, your private driver, who will get you right to our hotel. You can check in, get settled, and then we'll have that first evening. At the end of the trip, we have one group transfer, meaning all of us get into our vehicle together and we go to the Catania airport on departure. We will have our private English-speaking tour guide for the group throughout our entire trip. This is an incredible value. These are people that are highly trained. As I mentioned, they're history experts. These are folks that you'll find are great friends by the end of the trip. We have ground transportation in a modern deluxe vehicle. It will have both heat and air conditioning, comfortable seating, big windows so you can see as we travel from place to place. We'll be spending 3 nights at the Hotel Plaza Opera, and that is right by the Opera House in Palermo, or a similar property. 2 nights at the Hotel Relais Chiaramonte, if I'm saying that right, and that will be in Ragusa, and then 4 nights at the Excelsior Palace, which will be in Taormina. And in this program, already included are 9 breakfasts, and this is a full Italian buffet breakfast, guys. This isn't like some box of cereal in the corner and a yogurt in a container. This is homemade food, beautiful food, all different kinds of options for all different dining needs. We have 2 light lunches included. We have 5 full dinners included. We have a 4-hour Palermo street food walking tour with sampling. We have a 3-hour cooking class with a local Sicilian woman, and we'll eat a meal at the end of that. We have a 3-hour Cefalu coastline boat tour, which will be just so relaxing and beautiful along the water. We have an olive oil garden tour with a tasting of the olive oils, and so fantastic to really understand the nuance of the different way the plants are grown and the different constituents that are in them. It's fascinating. And then we're going to do an organic farm tour and a tasting of their herbs and medicinal plants. We're going to have this really nice live like a local experience in Syracuse, which is a history related tour, but really get a sense of what that's like living there. We'll then do a 2-hour walking tour of historic Taormina another day. And we get admission into the Roman Greek theater that I mentioned, this beautiful theater. We'll do an 8-hour Mount Etna and Alcantara Gorge hike and tour day. And that's going to be fantastic. We have guides that'll be specially there to help us through that process. And then tips for the hotel valets and restaurants when there are group meals are included. And then all of the current taxes, tolls, parking fees, fuel costs, and service tax. So just to give you an idea, most everything is included. There are some separate tips that we do for our drivers and our guides and things like that. And I'll get you that detail later. But here's the important thing I want you to know, that people who've traveled with me before, and you can find these quotes on my website under travelers' experiences. These were just some of the recent trips to Greece and also the Nordic Christmas exploration that went to Sweden and Finland. I do my best to make sure that everybody's having a good time. I travel with all of the groups that I do, and my whole thing is I want to make sure you're happy. So if there's something I can do to just make you more comfortable, if there's some reason you need some special care from anything, I'm happy to take care of that. And I work very closely with our local tour guide to make sure that it's just literally the trip of a lifetime for you. I want you to just be wowed by your experiences. So that's what my focus is. And I'm super excited to bring that same energy to the Splendors of Sicily. Now, the last thing I want to tell you is there are very few spots in these programs, and I only have a couple left because I already have some people committed. So let's get you registered. Let's secure your place today. And if you want to read all of the details, some of which I covered in the highlights here, I just encourage you to go to my website, which is martyharger.com/travel, and start reading all of the details about the Splendor of Sicily. And then there's a little button at the bottom. Go ahead and click that and get on to some of the highlights, and then go on to the final button, which will give you the day-by-day itinerary, the terms and conditions, which I really want you to read, please. And then if you say this is for us or this is for me, I want you to call me or text me or send me an email, and let's get you the registration link right away and secure your spot on one of the very few spots I have available for this fabulous Splendors of Sicily trip. I'm really excited about this one coming up for next spring. And I hope if you're interested that you're going to reach out right away. I'm happy to answer any questions, including ideas about air transportation. And again, for those of you that might be interested in a pre or post Splendors of Sicily exploration in Italy, once we get the group solidified, I would be happy to connect you with my partners at Learning Journeys, who have worked with the Italian market for over 25 years. They know it inside out, and they can put together a wonderful pre or post trip for you. Maybe you're somebody who wants to go see Rome and the Vatican. Maybe you want to head up north into Tuscany or Umbria or the Cinque Terre or wherever it is you want to go. So wherever that is, if you want to add that on, we're happy to help you once we get things going. But please reach out right away. There's only, as I said, a few spots left. And these are amazing programs, and I know you'll have a great time. So for now, I'll just say arrivederci, and I will look forward to hearing from you as soon as you are ready to say yes. Take care. Thanks, everybody. Bye.